Hello, welcome in daily newspaper editorial audio program. Now headline: Listen to K Politics Times of India. Eat, pray, respect. A cut in time. The Hindu. India's strategic focus on West Africa. Harsh V. Pant. Now headlines in details. Listen to K Politics, The Times of India. Most important takeaway from Saul's drama is the importance of intra-party dissent in democracies. Quick reversal by South Korean National Assembly of President Yoon Suk Yeol's shock announcement of martial law highlights the essentiality in intra-party dissent in maintaining democratic practice that South Korea's constitution states the president must follow legislature's decision on imposition of martial law is a robust check inbuilt by design. Yoon's decision to radically switch to military rules was defeated by parliament in a unanimous vote. All 190 present voted, including 80 of Yoon's party. It was not opposition legislature alone who raced to block the measure. Yoon's own plan, People Power Party dissent. Its leader called the act the wrong move. It speaks to the intrinsic value of dissent within parties. Certainly, dissenters can impede party unity, but control of action follow is what intra-party democracy is expected to deliver, allowing free flow of ideas being a platform of fair new approaches, reduce party members' probability of defection. Party leaders who welcome rebellious behavior, for instance, on policy boards for better in committing party loyalty, Seoul may look Chatoic in the midterm, but his party's dissent help that word Yoon's follow. Days ahead will show how his beleaguered party responds to the call for impeachment. Eat, pay, respect. Midday meals really help India. Government should stop exploiting the women who make them. When wage for a given work stay unchanged for 15 years, it's single that the work and hard work and worker have a beggarly low standing in the value chain. The honorim for cooks cum helpers CCHS in India's midday meal program was fixed at rupees 1,000 per month in 2009, and it has not moved an inch since. Honorarium expenditure in shared 60:40 between center and states. When states choose not to enhance the payout, center pay just rupees 600 towards each CCH. The crazy thing is that these 15 years have also provided prodigious evidence of how much the midday meal scheme delivers on both the health and education front. How do we square the sterling work with the squalid treatment of the worker? Intergenerational data has established that mothers with full midday meal exports have much healthier children. One study associates this program with 13 to 32% of the improvement in height for age Z scores from 2006 to 2016. It is also why court regularly take up pandemic to pollution controls are interrupting midday meals instead of treating the same measures if they are mystically immune to inflation. Government should start giving them their fair dues. A cut in time. The Hindu. Economic cost of ban on plastic must be seen with its ill effect on health. Despite a week of rallying and ambitious endeavor piloted by the United Nations Environment Programme to phase out plastic turned out to be a failure. The global plastics treaty is the result of a resolutions by member countries of the United Nations passed in 2022 to end plastic pollution, including in the marine environment. Over the next 2 years, countries met 5 times, including the lasted Bolt as the final one of to create a board framework agreement. The UN resolution of 2022 was deemed historic as it gave the impression that the world was unanimous that plastic pollution could only be addressed through globally coordinated action. However, it is the solution to the problem that has proven to be divisive. Of the nearly 170 countries gathered at the fifth round two meeting in Busan, roughly half led by the European Union and supported by Pacific Island nations were of the view that despite of unfulness of plastic and its significant role in enabling mass consumption through the modern era, its relative indestructible seep into the bodies of animals both of the land and sea, and had progressed to be much more than an eyesore in the form of litter flowing out of overwhelmed municipal recycling system. The claim that better recycling that reuse will redeem the situation these nations believe is a pipe dream, and therefore imposing gradual cost on the source of plastic. Virgin polymer was the only effective route of ending plastic pollution. However, many of the large developing countries and those within economics promised on the extraction of oil and petrochemical petrochemical premised on the extraction of oil and petrochemical refining ball at such a proposal that view calls to cut plastic production as trade barriers masquerading as environmentalism. They view the framing of the plastic pollution problem as one that requires regulating production as something that goes beyond the intent of the 2022 resolution. While talks have stalled, it is likely that countries will reconvene that next year, possibly with the fresh perspective, and get beyond the impasse. More creatively, India has chosen to side with the countries that are averse to production cuts. At it must acknowledge that its capacity to recycle plastic on is only about a third of the plastic that is annually introduced. The indivisibility of plastic to the economy cannot be a permanent excuse to delay action to evaluating its health impact on people in India, its ecology and marine environment. A planned access to always better than finding oneself of the wrong one side of history. India's strategic focus on West Africa, despite growing China's interest in financing and building infrastructure, India remains on one of Nigeria's important partners. Harsh B. Pant, Sameer Bhattacharjee, Harsh B. Pant, Vice President for Study at Observe Research Foundation, New Delhi, and Sameer Bhattacharya, Associate Fellow, Africa Observe Research Foundation, New Delhi, last month on his way to Brazil to participate G20 summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a strategic halt in Nigeria during his first two terms. Mr. Modi travelled to 10 African countries, including Uganda, where he delivered a historic speech outlining India's vision of Africa. However, his visit to Nigeria is significant as it marks the first African visit of the Prime Minister in his third term. The visit is also the first by an Indian Prime Minister to Nigeria in 17 years. Mr. Modi's visit to Nigeria has brought the country into the spotlight, but much more sustained effort will be required to convert the goodwill no in concrete delivery concert. Thank you.